Hi, this is Anna Kitney of Bergeron, and this afternoon I'm in my garden and I was inspired to share a little bit about two courses we have coming up at Bergeron, DNA3 and Planes of Existence classes. So I just really want to explain about what these classes are. These are Vana's most advanced theta healing classes. These are very special classes. If you are being called towards these classes or drawn towards these, you're in a very elite group of healers who are going beyond mastery towards excellence and really raising the vibration and operating from a place of on a humanitarian level. This is the kind of people that DNA3 and Planes of Existence draws to it. When you first started your journey as a theta healer and basic and advanced, you would have found that you would have been working on mummy and daddy issues, on your relationship with society, belonging, fitting in, being visible, more of the common sort of limiting beliefs. And as you move through to intuitive anatomy, you started to clear many of these emotional blocks, and you start to step into your life purpose, your dharma, why you're here, the bigger reason why you're here. And perhaps you're starting to remember some of your gifts, talents and abilities and yearning to share that with the world. So in DNA3 you learn to align your tonal molecules, and you have 3 of those. So when you do the heart song advance, you activate the one in your heart, but there's 3. There's one in your pineal gland, one in your heart, and one at the base of your spine. And so you do an alignment in the DNA3 class that starts to simulate this energy, and it creates like this sort of almost like atomic pattern or energy field in your body, and it raises your frequency. And as you start to raise your frequency, as Van Stable says, you outrank viruses. So what you'll find is after DNA3, you'll find you need to do less digging, that simply your energy will have more magnitude, more power, so your healing gifts increase after you do DNA3 and Planes of Existence. So you will find you're doing less digging on clients and simply just outrank many viruses, bacteria, and simply command that they're gone. And so you also learn your sacred name on DNA3. So you channel that through the Creator to find your sacred name. And when you invoke your sacred name, when you're using that in healings, again, it has much more power. The way you also do your healings in DNA3 is completely different to the way you do it in your foundational courses. Instead of going up and above your space into a client, you expand out as light into a client, and your light heals their light. So you are seeing the perfection of the client. You're seeing the divine perfection, shifting them more into the perfection that they are. So it's a very different way of working. So you're expanding as light. In order to achieve this, you need to have done intuitive anatomy, so you can clear your beliefs around taking on client stuff, knowing the difference between your stuff and other person's stuff. So this is where DNA3 transcends all of that till you're using your light to heal another person. Your psychic abilities will also increase. Just as after intuitive anatomy, your body scanning increased tenfold, your psychic and intuitive ability will increase tenfold on DNA3 and Planes of Existence as you start to expand into a flower. And so we do a couple of exercises in class to really hone your psychic skills so you can be much more accurate with your readings with your clients and for yourself. And so DNA3 is like the entry level into sort of the master. And as I mentioned, it's a very elite group of theta healers around the world who've done DNA3, who are now moving into Planes of Existence in preparation for Vana's new course, which will be DNA4. And so moving on to 7 Planes of Existence, a very misunderstood class. This is Vana's most advanced class currently in the curriculum. Here is the book, a little bit tattered. As you can see, it's very well used. And this is not just an understanding of the 7 planes. You're thinking, well, I've done the basic, I've done the advanced, I know what the 7 planes are. And so when Vana was asked to teach about the laws, Creator told her you need to know about the 7 planes, and this is how this channeling became about. And so Vana says this is a cookbook for success. So part of what you'll do in 7 Planes of Existence is understanding and attaining virtues. So we give you a list. We give you a list of virtues from A to Z, and there's several pages here. So for example, appreciation, atonement, courage, conviction, fortitude, persistence, and as we know as theta healers, persistence is important, politeness, piety, a detachment, again, super important virtue to attain as a healer, eagerness, what else we've got? Truthfulness, vulnerability. Yes, vulnerability is a virtue. So you start to learn how to not only understand the virtues, but also master the virtues as well. So as you release your virtues, attain virtues, you're releasing your vices. Vices, things like envy, jealousy, hatred, coveting, those are vices. So as you release the vices and you attain more virtues, again, your frequency raises, and therefore so do your healing abilities. Savannah says this is like a cookbook on how to attain things like instant healing. So she actually tells you in the book what virtues you need to do an instant healing, what virtues you need to... That's someone's lawnmower. I mean, sorry, everyone's got lawn here. I digress. What virtues you need in order to bend time. What laws you need for instant manifestation. So let me see if I can find that. You'll have to wait till the class. Yeah, but she's got it in the book on the virtues you need for instant manifestation. Those include the law of attraction, the law of illusion, law of vibration, acceptance, creativity, detachment, determination, fairness, faith, focus, forgiveness, hope, humor, imagination, and several others. So she's literally in this book, she's got the recipe for how to manifest things instantly. The ability to master elements, read minds, see the future, to understand the law of cause and effect. And so we delve deep into each of the planes of existence. So beginning with the first plane, so experience crystals. So I've got some of my favorite beauties here. You learn about crystals, which are the record keepers, so we tune in and do some work with crystals. We also go do an excursion at Kew Gardens. This is something only at Bergeron, exclusive to us. We take the students on an excursion and we visit some of the plants, the mother trees and father trees, and also some of the elementals that live in Kew Gardens, and some very, very special and sacred trees. And so we have a communication with plants and animals and bodies of water, the elementals, fairies, and so forth. So this is where you get experiential exercises to really delve deep into these planes of existence. We delve into the ancestors, so through a crystal layout. This is something that's only done in Rainbow Children and in Planes of Existence, the crystal layout. And it's a specific process where we create like a vortex of energy, and you're able to go back and remember past lives. You can go and attain virtues from your ancestors. So you can see the lessons of your ancestors and bring it through for yourself. So you can basically skip through the drama and trauma, attain the lesson, attain the virtue that your ancestors learned. So you benefit from the gifts of your ancestors. You can also use this exercise to tune into ascended masters, gods and goddesses. So during in Planes of Existence in Russia, we had one student who decided to tune into the Christ consciousness. My personal favorite ascended master is Kuan Yin. You might have seen her in my classes. Kuan Yin is like the equivalent of Mother Mary. Okay, so Kuan Yin is beautiful to work with female issues, forgiveness, compassion, abuse issues. I got this beauty when I was in Bali, when I was on a retreat, yeah, she always bestows a lot of wisdom and compassion when I'm working with my female clients. So as you can see, I'm really excited about this class, and so you learn about you do the several crystal layouts, and these are very... When I did it as a student, it was the most vivid experience I'd ever had. Like, I'd had certain visions through my third eye, but when I did the crystal layout, it became so much more real. I could literally see the textures, the sights, the smells. It was as though I was really there. So from a psychic perspective, it's the most like tangible experience that you'll have doing a crystal layout. And the applications of crystal layout are extensive. You can do this as a standalone treatment for your clients as well. So really wonderful to delve into past lives, future life regression as well, connecting to ascended masters and angels. And we also go into the energy of an animal as well. So we've got students had gone into like spiders, elephants, unicorns, dolphins. So it's an exciting adventure. And as you're in the energy of the animal, say for example you choose to go into a horse, you feel the energy of the horse, you feel its muscles, and what virtues does that animal have that you can attain? What skills can you bring in from the energy of the horse? The horse is about kind of moving forward, racing ahead, the energy of persistence, and like to keep going. There's a sense of kind of strength in the energy of the horse as well. So you can also obviously go into mystical animals like unicorns and dragons and so forth. You're going to do an exercise in divine timing. You would have done this in maybe Game of Life and Manifesting and Abundance class. We go a little bit deeper into divine timing to remember more than one of your divine timings, and this is where you're really ready to hear and see your divine timing without ego and without opinion. And so then we move into connecting with the laws, and you identify what is your unique law that you have an affinity with. So I really love the law of truth. I'm quite direct when I do my healings. I like to get a straight answer, and so I love working with the law of truth. And I know Vana Stibel's favorite law is the law of truth as well. But you get to see what law you have the most affinity with, or perhaps even what law you have the most challenge with. And so you literally go through all the planes of existence. So this is a very deep class. So this class calls a very special kind of student, someone who is ready to attain mastery, someone who is ready to live in moments of enlightenment on a regular basis. Enlightenment means that you are connected to everything and everyone. Your manifesting ability is magnified. I can manifest a new client, a new student within 30 minutes. Okay, not quite instantly yet, I'll let you know, but my manifesting ability has magnified and increased as a result of these classes. My self-worth has also increased. What I used to be able to do in a 30-minute session, in 4 hours of sessions, I can now do in 30 minutes. And obviously that's reflected in my price. So as you enter in this level of mastery, you really step up to becoming the healer you are destined to be, to step up into the person that you are meant to be here on this earth. When you transcend the old stories of, all the people that you believe have held you back from your life. So this is a very, very exciting journey. And so I'm due to teach these classes this week and next week. And so I have a special gift for you. So if you enroll on the Planes of Existence class and the DNA3 class in 2019 with me, then you will receive a 90-minute healing and coaching session with me that's worth £1,000. Okay, that will be done on Skype. So that will be a special bonus if you book Planes of Existence and DNA3 with me in 2019. So I will post the link below this video so you can click and enroll. If you've got any questions, obviously call the office and speak to Sabrina or Lucy. So I look forward to seeing you on these classes. Thank you so much.